Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your October 2017 general readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. As you can see from my background, I am back in my more or less home base of the States, back in California after spending a few months bouncing around Europe. And as always, thank you for those of you who continue to follow me, whatever corner of the globe I'm at, because I do like to travel quite a bit and explore. Thank you for those of you who continue to follow, watch, listen, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your support, feedback, and comments is so important to me. Thank you so much, and keep it coming, please. And thank you to those of you who continue to keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings, and to my regular clients as well. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage. Even though I know YouTube's changed its format recently, you should still be able to click on the About or description button for more information, and my email address, which is Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week. It is what I do. So turnaround time for personal readings, live or recorded, is anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks. Almost always within that time frame, we can schedule a reading for you, and I can usually get back with you within a day of your initial contact. So send me an email if you're interested. We'll set something up. I do a wide variety of readings, love and romance, of course, compatibility charting for relationships. I do career, work, and finance readings, career overviews, 6 and 12-month life overviews, channeled messages from loved ones, cleansing, and I also offer 3 and 6 month packages for those who want a grouping of months of regular monthly or bi-weekly readings, especially for situations that are fluid and ongoing. So again, if you're interested, send me an email and we will go from there. These are general readings. There's many of you watching, so of course they're not going to mean the same to the same degree and intensity, which is why we always advise you to watch your rising and your moon sign videos. Watching all three, if you know them and if you can give you additional insight and clarity into what's going on in your life. You may find that one of your other videos may play out a little more predictably some months for you than others. So try to watch all three if you know them and if you can. So moving right along, this reading is for the earth sign of Capricorn. Capricorn, our lovely cloven-hooved and nimble Capricorns. Earth sign of Capricorn for October 2017. Let us see what the beginning of fall has in store. Well, fall over here. It might not be fall where you're at. But let us see what October 2017 has in store for you, Capricorn. So we begin with the Seven of Swords, followed by the High Priestess. We have the Sun, followed by the Knight of Cups. Interesting. We have the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Six of Swords. We have the Fool, followed by Temperance. And overall energy and guidance, of course, is the King of Pentacles. Capricorn, I have to wonder what's going on in your life. My goodness, what a lovely, almost whimsical energy. Let me just take a look here. Okay. Let's take a look at your elemental energy here. Let's see, we have 2 swords, 2 pentacles, 1 cup, and you have 4 major arcana cards: the Sun, the High Priestess, Temperance, and the Fool. And you only have 9 cards, so just about half of your reading is major arcana cards, so definitely divine timing and orchestration, and some advice here, divine advice as well. Mostly being along temper yourself, which normally you wouldn't have an issue with. You are Capricorn, you're an earth sign, and you do tend to be fairly grounded, and not one, too prone to rush ahead into things, but you may be wanting to, the month of October. It's really interesting. It's like you're keeping mum about something, or you're being advised to keep mum about something, and all of a sudden you come out with it. So we begin with the Seven of Swords, followed by the High Priestess who's jumping around. So the Seven of Swords. Swords is air energy. It's mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. It's about the energy of the Suit of Swords is about what goes on up in our heads, how we look at things, our thought patterns, our thoughts, what we think about things, our belief systems, and how it affects the way that we communicate. It's also about truth, education, higher education, learning. It's all about what goes on up between our ears. The Seven of Swords is often referred to as a thief card, and sometimes it can represent actual theft, being stolen from actual property, money, finances, property, or you doing that to somebody else. It can, on an energetic level, fundamentally, it can represent deceit, deception, things being hidden, something or someone being presented to be someone or something. And in reality, it's actually something else. But sometimes the thief card gets a bad rap because it can represent needing to kind of think outside the box or go off the grid, using unorthodox methods to achieve something. It can also represent, which it does here, especially combined with the High Priestess, because I got it right off the bat. It was almost kind of funny. It can represent needing to be secretive about something, or needing to keep your cards close to your chest, not talk about your plans, not revealing something for the time being. Now, this is for October 2017. I'm recording this at the end of September, so this could be something, well, I'm pretty sure it's something that's been ongoing for a while, or at least something that began at least in September, but that is going to be manifesting more in October. So we have the Seven of Swords, and I'm getting that whatever area of your life this is resonating in. For some of you, this might be relationships. For others of you, maybe even the larger portion of you, it might be career, work, and finance, or some other kind of project or some decision that you're making about. I think you've been in reflection assessment mode for a while, trying to make a decision about something, looking at what you've invested in something, your efforts, what it's gleaned you, and whether it's worth continuing or not. I think you've been kind of you've made a decision about that, but for the time being, you're keeping it to yourself, or you're playing it kind of close to your chest. You're being advised to. Which I think you would be good at anyway, Capricorn, not revealing too much initially. So that's what I'm getting from the Seven of Swords. Now, it's paired with the High Priestess, which is an even larger major arcana echo of that. The High Priestess sees much. She sees a lot. She might see everything. She sees a lot, but she doesn't speak a lot about what she says. She's also very good at keeping things to herself. When she speaks, people pay attention because she doesn't speak that often. She speaks about the things that she sees and pays attention to. It's also about spirituality, deep insight, and intuition, that connection with the divine, which is really what intuition is, those flashes of clarity, insight. Your intuition is kind of your connection to the divine. You get those feelings, that gut instinct, intuition. That's messages, that's connection, that's advice, guidance. Pay attention to that, particularly during the month of October 2017. The High Priestess is also a sign not only to pay attention to your intuition, but any flashes of insight, which is also intuitive. Any kind of dreams that you have, kind of feeling guided towards one thing, or having thoughts or ideas about something. Pay attention to those. They're usually messages coming through. Spirituality and intuition will play a large part, but also keeping it mum, particularly towards the end of September, the beginning of October. Because I'm looking further down to, you've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. This is all about moving away from a reflective assessment time, which I think you've been in for a while. I think you've come to a decision about something, or are coming to a decision about something, but you're keeping it to yourself. You're being advised to keep it to yourself. And then we have next to that the Sun, best card in the tarot, and the Knight of Cups, also a lovely, lovely energy card. Sun's a major arcana card, probably the best major arcana card in the deck. It elevates everything. Typically, I mean, when you think of everything the sun brings, light, love, warmth, laughter, illumination, clarity, encourages things to grow. There's a strong theme of fun with the sun, social themes with the sun. The sun increases all the positive energy of the cards around it, and can greatly lessen or even negate some of the more negative or challenging energy of cards that are showing, maybe some challenging energy too. So it's a beautiful card for elevating positivity and lessening or negating a negative energy as well. And it usually when you see the sun appear, it represents an uplifting of energy, a loosening up of restrictive energies. Finances get a little bit looser, a little bit easier. Depressive moods get up. It's kind of a sickness into health, darkness into light, winter into spring kind of feeling. It just raises the vibrations all the way around when you see the sun. It's paired with the Nine of Cups. It's such a lovely, whimsical energy. It's almost like maybe some of you are like falling in love and just really coming out with it, or going to your love interest and just going blah and just kind of expressing it all. You're just, or whatever this news is. It could be in love and relationships. It could be job, work, and career as well. Here we have water energy, which is the element which governs the Suit of Cups. And the energy of the Suit of Cups is water, so it manifests in the watery, mercurial area of our life that deals with emotions, feelings, relationships. Knights are the bringers, the deliverers of the tarot. So they often represent offers or opportunities, or what we're called upon to do, to go out and act or do. And they can also represent the speed at which situations move, but they are the deliverers of the tarot, set out on missions and quests, single-minded, almost obsessive and fanatical sometimes, because, they were supposed to bring back results, completion of their missions and quests. So the Knight of Cups, this is emotional. So this could be an offer or opportunity that's emotional in nature, and it could range anywhere from asking somebody out on a date, or being asked out on a date, all the way to somebody, revealing their true emotions from you, declarations of love or offers or opportunities of love or of emotional support. The Knight of Cups is kind of the idealist out of all four of the knights. He's the Knight of Cups, so he's in love with love itself. His challenge is in sometimes being able to follow through in the long run, because he gets caught up in the heat of the moment, promising the world, the earth, the moon, the stars, the sun, everything. But sometimes later on, when reality kind of sets in, he may have a difficulty in following through. But paired with the sun, I mean, it's just a delightful, wonderful, bubbly, whimsical energy. It's almost kind of an in love and the sun is shining kind of energy. But following, and the thing is that following this card is the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, which is about leaving a reflective time behind, leaving an assessment time behind. Because the Seven of Pentacles represents reflection and assessment. Particularly in either in the tangible areas of our life, money, job, resources, property, which is the earth energy of Pentacles, or, just using that kind of earth energy to reflect and assess on what you've invested in something, the work you put into something, and what you've gleaned out of it. Is it worth continuing or not? And moving away from that time period, which is what the Six of Swords, which accompanies that, means moving away from choppy, turbulent, chaotic waters or troubled waters, or just challenging waters, into a time period that's smoother, placid, more serene. It's peaceful, restorative, healing, particularly after chaos, after trouble, after ill health, after breakups, etc. So you're leaving this reflective assessment period behind, it, which I think you've been in for a while, Capricorn. And it's like you've made a decision. You went through this reflective assessment period. Again, I'm not really getting it clear. I feel like it's kind of split. Some of you, that's something to do with relationships. Some of you, it's something to do with job, work, and career. But it's like you've made a decision, but you're keeping it to yourself for just a little while. And then it's like you're coming out with it all of a sudden. I'm getting this all of a sudden feeling. It's kind of like you're keeping it to yourself, you're keeping it to yourself, you're keeping it to yourself, and then all of a sudden you can't keep it to yourself anymore. It's this overwhelming Sun, Knight of Cups energy, and you're just like blah. It could be you going to a love interest or proposing marriage, or it could be you announcing to the world that you're quitting your job and you're going to go move herd llamas in Tibet. It could be that you're just changing jobs or changing careers, and or doing something different, and making that announcement, and just a real sense of happiness and joy and abundance around it too. But I feel like it's something you come out with all of a sudden, that whatever it is, whether it's work, career, spirituality, your love life, I feel like whatever it is you come out with, and for whatever it is, people are like, I feel like the reaction is people are like, whoa, what? Whoa, wait a minute, you lovely grounded Capricorn. What do you mean you're doing this? So that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling. And you're leaving this whole reflective assessment period behind. You're moving through whatever it was, healing, whether it was something you left behind, a breakup, a bad job, whatever it is, you're leaving it behind, or just this long period of trying to figure out what to do different or what to do next. You're leaving it behind. So then at or towards the end of October 2017, we have my favorite card in the tarot, the Fool, with Temperance. So we have kind of two opposite ends of energy on the same spectrum here. We have the Fool, who's all about new beginnings. The Fool is all about new beginnings, but actually the Fool is all about that. It's all about exploring potentials. It reflects the energy after something comes to an end, but before something actually starts. It's kind of the breath before the first step of a new journey. It's that space where you're considering the possibilities. You're considering the potential, which is endless, limitless, until you actually make a decision. So it's about considering the possibilities and the potential of what to do. It's also about taking a risk, stepping off the well-trodden path. If you want something different, something extraordinary, well, you're going to have to do something different, maybe do something extraordinary, maybe step out of your comfort zone, try something different, try something risky. The Fool is all about the journey. I mean, it's good and wise to set a destination and to have goals and to work towards those goals, but the Fool doesn't concern himself too much with reaching those goals. He knows he'll get there someday, when he's meant to, and the manner he's meant to. He's all about the journey, the joys, the sorrows, the lessons, what he learns along the journey, this carpe diem, stop and smell the roses, the taking a risk to achieve something extraordinary, doing something different. But he can go a little too far off the deep end as well, which is why we have Temperance to balance him out, because we want to make sure that there's water in the pool before we jump. We want to make sure that there's an ocean off that cliff for us to skydive into. And we want to make sure we've packed enough underwear and socks for the journey. Well, that's maybe not a necessity, but it's a practicality, right? Having come from lots of travels recently, I can vouch for that. So the Fool is tempered. This is Spirit saying, okay, you may have all this Fool energy, which is wonderful, lovely. This is how different things are achieved, by doing something different, by stepping off the path, by taking a risk, by taking a chance, by exploring the potential, exploring the possibilities. But we want to temper that energy too with Temperance, because that's what Temperance is about. Temperance is about the blending of opposite extremes, that being balanced, grounded in the middle. It's like being in the middle of a seesaw or a teeter-totter, especially emotionally or mentally. When you're on the outside edges, when you're not sure, when you're not grounded in who you are and what you are and what you want and where you're going, when you're on the outside edge, you're at the mercy of the elements, people, the weather, people's opinions, swaying you up and down, uncertain, falling off, wobbling all the time. But when you're in the middle, when you're sure, when you're certain, when you're grounded, you may wobble, but you're less likely to lose your balance and fall. That's what Temperance is about. It's about being grounded in the center. In a culinary sense, for those of you who are cooks or chefs, tempering means taking something really hot and something that's cold or lukewarm. You want to blend the two, but if you add them all together all at once, it won't work. They won't blend. Things will curdle. Sauces will break. So you want to introduce them a little bit at a time, slowly, constantly moving until they get used to each other. Then you can add more and have this beautiful, lovely mixture, this harmony at the end. That's what Temperance is about. I love using analogies. So it's about that balance of energy. So it's like you made a decision. You were in this long reflective assessment thing maybe for a while. You made your decision, you're keeping it to yourself, and all of a sudden, blah, it all comes out. But the energy is so lovely and so beautiful. You're leaving this reflective assessment, this unsure, uncertain, do I continue, do I continue, do I do something different? You're leaving it behind. You're healing, moving on, restoring yourself, peaceful. And then we end with this combination of energy or strong advice from the universe. Definitely explore, use that lovely Fool energy, but Temperance as well. Temperance, Temperance. We want to make this work for us. Overall energy and guidance is the King of Pentacles. Same echoed message. This could be you as well, Capricorn. It's a King of Pentacles, Earth energy. So this would represent an Earth sign individual, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Earth, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. rising, moon, or sun sign. It's showing up as a king, so it could be male, so it could be you as a male, or it could be, this also for some of you could be yourself, but it could also be somebody else who's playing a significant role in your life, perhaps in this process, especially if this is a relationship issue. Another Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Sun, moon, or rising, showing up as a male, as a king, but it's a general reading, could be female as well. Even in personal readings, if I were doing a reading for a female and this showed up as one of my clients, it could just be a more masculine aspect that my client is exhibiting in regards to the subject matter we're doing the reading on. It's not always gender specific. It could be you, this could be somebody else. It could be energy that you're being asked to manifest. The King of Pentacles, kings and queens represent individuals who've reached the mastery of their suit. So they're beyond that immature energy, of childish energy of the page. They've matured beyond the energy of the knight, which is more teenager-ish, spontaneous, impulsive. The queens are nurturing, sometimes a little obsessive, but nurturing, more mature as well. The kings, very good at the control and pulling together of external matters. And this is the King of Pentacles, so it's earth sign energy. So even if this is the energy you're being asked to manifest, this lovely balanced energy, it's more inherently natural to you than maybe some of the other signs, Capricorn, because you are an earth sign, grounded, reliable, stable, hard worker, building up of, stability, foundations, financial, practical matters as well. Good with the day-to-day tangible aspects of things, generous, loyal, all of those things. So manifesting the character traits that are already kind of inherent to you as well. But again, for some of you, this could also represent another person who's significant, another earth sign who's significant in this as well, particularly if it's a relationship matter. Lovely, lovely reading. I'm always interested in feedback on what the readings are about, but this one I'm quite curious about. So we'll see how it plays out and what you guys write in, particularly as the month of October opens and continues to move forward. So Capricorn, that pretty much wraps up your reading for October 2017. God, my hair is like an electrocution mess today. Well, what's new, right? So I hope that you have found it helpful, useful. I have found it quite delightful myself, and I can't wait to see the feedback about this. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on the description or about button for more information, and my email address, which is Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. That's MAGGIE, the number 1, MCGUIRE@gmail.com. I would be so happy to work with you. I will see you all again, Capricorn, in a couple of weeks for the October 2017 mid-month readings. And until then, as I always say, and I always mean, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.